And I see y'all women's down there. I see y'all. I see y'all women down there on the bottom listening in. All right. What's your name? PMW? PNW, holla, man. All right, while we're waiting on P, let's get my brother Sir Major in the building. And some of y'all women get on up here. Let me talk to y'all. We need some of that feminine energy in here. I know you're sitting in bed with your bonnet on, but let me talk to you. What's up, Sir Major?
What's up, brother Tariq? Quick question: did you see that viral video of the 5 immigrants that were beating up on the black brother, the 16-year-old
Yeah,
kid?
yeah, that was out here in California, man. Yeah.
What's happening around that? Are folks taking to the streets? Is there a demand? Karen Bass has yet to say anything. The city council hasn't said anything.
No, we need to get on their bumper about that
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna have to do that tomorrow. We have to treat that as a hate crime, and we have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to get on that tomorrow morning. So,
Yes, indeed.
yes, sir. I will be
My
on
man.
top of it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad Sir Major brought that up, man. There was a video of a little 16-year-old kid. Some essays was beaten down on him. They jumped him and they stabbed him, and he barely survived. Shout out to him for surviving. Dude, we got to get this hate crime thing going. Black folks, we're going to have to say to the elected officials, hey, man, y'all going to have to do something about these anti-black hate crimes that's happening, because they're letting these immigrants come in and attack us left and damn right, and we get zero protection. Now if we hit the streets, then all of a sudden we're part of the criminal class. We get criminalized for defending ourselves against this nonsense, you see. So this is why it's very important for us to stay on these people's bumper of not only our reparations but an anti-black hate crime bill. We really got to stand on that 10 toes down. All right, let me get some more folks in here. All right, let's get Mr. James, who's on P and
Hey there,
W.
Tariq.
What's
Yeah,
up,
I'm here,
P?
man.
How are
Hey
you, brother?
there. I'm doing all right. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for like holding down uh culture and whatnot. Uh I think that like the Black Panthers and whatnot always seem to be like on the right side of history, supporting like uh the Irish and Palestine and whatnot.
Yeah.
In their struggles against like colonization and all those bad things. But what I'm really curious about is how do you think, like, as we right now we think that the earth is like older and older, civilizations are being found, like how do you think everything actually spread out between uh like black, white, all that?
Now, what do you
Thanks.
mean? How do I think everything spread out?
Yeah, like right now we're finding out that like humans have probably been around like longer than we previously thought, and so like like the migrations, like Africa's always been thought of as the epicenter, and like how do you think migration and stuff happened?
Well, I think black people left Africa and started traveling all over the world. I think life began in Africa based on all of the evidence, and black people started hitting the seas, the oceans, and walking and expanding, going up into Europe. When you look at some of the fossils of the early Europeans, the Grimaldi people, these were black people. You have some of these Aboriginal tribes all in China and Malaysia who are black skinned people. Um, all over the world. We started going into the Pacific. So there was a black expansion all over the world. And the world was covered with melanated people. The Europeans, as we know them, the white skinned Europeans, they're relatively new. They've only been around since, what, 6,000 years? They haven't been around that long. And they just got out of Europe a few centuries ago. When they started to expand around the world out of Europe, they started to encounter all of the melanated people. So they felt like they had to establish something called white supremacy in order for them to survive, where they had to subjugate people based on race and do it by any means because they realized that they were surrounded on a planet full of melanated people. And they understood that sexual intercourse with these melanated people meant genetic annihilation for them. So that's where we are now. We're dealing with the white supremacist backlash from the phenomenon of a planet being majority melanated. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, I think there's definitely, people that have that, mindset, and, white people have been, like, in control, for, like, over 100 years, and, no, I get it, man.
There you go. There you go.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
bugging out.
Oh yeah, man, he's kind of high, and I think I made him even higher when I explained that to him. But Andres, hop on, man.
Hi, Tariq Nasheed. How you doing, baby girl? I want to say I'm a big fan. First and foremost, um, I just want to say this.
Okay, let's get Moby D in here. Yeah, his material already started off whack. Yeah, it
Hey,
started
man, how you doing, man? We're going to disregard that energy right there. We already know what that's all about.
real
It's,
talk.
it's definitely it's a depopulation agenda. With that, we're going to leave those alphabets
Yeah.
alone. But
Yes, we
man, I'm like to formally introduce myself, man. Number one, first one, I want to show appreciation and I'm a big supporter of the message you've been putting out there for years, man, through all your films and stuff like that. So definitely want to give kudos to you, man, and all
much
praise.
respect. Now, Mo, did you work with Master P?
That's me. That's
That's
me.
what I thought. That's what I thought, man. How was
That's
that
me.
working with Pete, man? Did y'all fall out at one point?
Oh yeah, we did. That's my blood cousin, man. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yeah, that's my blood cousin. I still got much respect and love for him. Sometimes family don't do well in business together, but I do wish him well moving forward. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, the most high willing. You know what I'm saying? But we're doing things because
are you on good terms now?
yeah, we on good time. I talked to his pop. I saw his father at a family funeral not too long ago. So I always send messages to him. He's a busy man doing what he do. I do what I do, man. But speaking on it, man, free C murder. You know what I'm saying? Free my cousin, man. Want to speak to that and I send a shout out to that. But
Let people know some of the songs you worked on. What were some of the songs you produced? No Limit.
I did Mr. Ice Cream Man. I did a whole plethora, man. I did I always feel like bourbons and lax. Man, it's a plethora, man. Just off the top of the dome, man. It's a whole bunch of them that
Yeah.
I did. I did about, so far as the hit records, I did at least 65% of the hit records there. You know what I'm saying? And this new
Yeah.
generation has been sampling the music and stuff like that. So that lets you know how the effect that we had on the industry. But with that being said, man, I want to speak to this this narrative that's out there, man. I got a new joint out there now that just put out a couple of months ago called "Change the Narrative," and it
Okay.
speaks to this the agenda that targeted and weaponized hip hop in favor of the prison industrial complex, man. That's why a lot of these kids, and I know that I was used, and my constituents at No Limits was used because I don't know if you heard about that the private meeting that took place on the outskirts of Los Angeles to redirect the course in the direction of hip hop.
Yeah. In the 90s, in the early 90s, that meeting happened.
Absolutely, and that points to you got to look at in the mid 90s. We look at that the record label that I was involved with that was distributed by Priority Records. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty close in proximity to the geography of what we're talking about here. So, but I just want to raise an awareness, man, that what's going on with our youth right now has a lot to do with where they put their energy and their focus and their mind at, man. I just want to put that out there. And
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
a strong force to really turn this thing back around, back to the days when we were being empowered with the likes of like Public Enemy, Parish, Boogie Down Production. You know what I'm saying? So there's another awakening going on, but we need to put more focus on energy behind that. So I just want to speak to that.
Right. Now, do you grow up in New Orleans, or what part of Louisiana?
Morgan City, Louisiana, so which is
Okay.
80 miles due east of I'm sorry, due west of New Orleans, and about an hour and a half due south of Baton Rouge, and 45 minutes to an hour east of Lafayette, Louisiana, if you know about those areas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, see, because you kind of downplaying it, man, but man, you were part of that No Limit movement, man. Is he doing a documentary about just that movement? Because that's an interesting thing. What you guys were doing, you guys were going gold and platinum every damn month or something like
Oh
that,
yeah,
right?
yes sir. So P he did one with from his point of view of so far as talking about him individually, and everybody else has a supporting cast, but everybody knows that the Beats is what was dominated. Beats by the Pound. I'm a co-founder of Beats
Right.
by the Pound, along with
Who all was in Beats by the Pound?
myself. I was the visionary and for that, and then I bought the idea to KLC. He the one that did the bout it, and move, get out the way with Ludacris, and make him say and Craig B, Odell, and Carlos. That was Beats by the Pound.
Okay.
That's the force that really drove it. The music, the sound. That's the soundtrack that all those rappers rapped on top of. Yeah.
Did you do anything on when Snoop got signed to No Limit? Did you do anything
Oh,
on the album?
absolutely. Yeah. He not on that album, but because I was working on my own album at the time. But I did a lot of work with. A matter of fact, on Ludacris album, I did some work with him on a Chicken and Beer album, and
Yeah,
also on some of the albums that came out at No Limit Records. But I do have
yeah.
a book that I just put out about a
Oh,
month
cool.
ago. It's called the Moby Dickopedia. You can Google that. You know what I'm saying? It's MO space B dot then Dickopedia. So I got a lot of information on that, and I'm planning on doing a film adaptation. I would love to collaborate with you on that, man. That would be big, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we got it up, no
let's
doubt.
do it, man.
We got Yes, indeed, man. But hey, man, we got to check that. I want to check that book out, man, because yeah, you guys have an interesting story. Y'all were running the game for a minute, man. Y'all had a hell of a run.
Absolutely, man.
And
So yeah, but I will send you. I could just send it to you, like the link to you, whatever.
no
Okay.
doubt, no doubt. Just send it to me. We'll chop it
Yeah.
up,
So
brother.
yeah, man. I just want to speak on the prison industrial complex and see what your view is on the hip hop being weaponized. For the prison industrial complex, and these kids going to jail by design, by the PTB, and also ending up in graveyards, man. So I just want to get
Yeah,
your take on that.
no doubt. Well, we're gonna chop it up. But thank you for the call, brother. But yeah, that's true. Um, the media promotes a lot of things that will help railroad black folks into the prison industrial complex because they have a vested interest in that. So we have to kind of play past all of the stuff because they'll sit here and sign every rapper who talks about doing weed and drugs and other hard narcotics and then turn around and lock you up for the same thing. They'll sit up there and promote gang culture and gang violence and then turn around and lock niggas up on Ricos. You understand? So yeah, it's definitely a thing. Let's get Chatical. I remember that name. Chatical. What's going on with
What's
Chatical?
going on, Tariq? You having a good night tonight?
I'm having a great night, Mr. Chatical. What's going on over there in your community?
Oh, so I've been working on an iPhone app lately. Actually, it's pretty nice. Would you be interested in kind of seeing some of the progress that I've made on it? It's looking really good. Um,
Now, what's your iPhone app about?
yeah. whenever you go to a new city or whenever you're trying to plan a night out with your friends, you've got a bunch of different options available. Now, depending on the night, it could be a Wednesday or it could be a Friday or a Saturday. Different places will be busy, and different have like different current occupancy numbers. Essentially, some places will be busy, some places won't be, and so given how you're
Well,
feeling.
y'all take forever to get to the
Yeah, no,
punchline
it's
with
true. Yeah,
y'all.
so basically, I've
Come on,
set up a system.
that's one thing about white supremacists. White supremacists take forever to try to get to their punchline. They think the journey is going to make the
No,
punchline sweeter,
you're
and usually the
completely right.
punchline usually falls flat because he's taking too long to get there. But
You
go
mind if I
ahead.
try
So
again?
now you
Yeah,
got this app, and then you go
right.
to a city and you do what with the
Yeah,
app?
so
Come
it's
on.
going to tell you all the different bars and clubs and lounges in your area and how many people are inside of them. You're also going to be able to operate and manage a friends list that you've got. You can add your friends to it, and you'll be able to set up something called an event. And so you plan an event going forward. You can set a night, you can set a general area, you can set a location, and given the amount of people that are in your party, you'll be getting a certain % discount off your tab at the end of it. The idea is to bring collective bargaining to nightlife, essentially. Um, and so the other thing too, I'm gonna, down the road, like once I finish this, I'm almost done with it. I'm probably 70, 80% of the way finished to getting it to a point where it's ready for alpha and then beta, and then get an actual release. But what's going to be interesting though is I'm going to have people rating their nights out, rating the locations, rating their friends on a couple different parameters. How interesting, how attractive, how funny, how
Okay, let me get some more people in here. God damn, because he's trolling and it's taking him forever to get to the punchline. All right, and it's just taking too long. All right, and now you're just boring everybody. All right, so let's get Blankets Daddy. Let's get Blankets Daddy in here. Good Lord, Chaticle.
You my friend
Hey,
Andre,
what up?
very mean man. Let me talk to you, man. So you kick me in the shade. I'ma kick yo. You understand me? Andre is around. You understand that? Get that in? So I was on you till you kick me down to listeners. I was trying to.
Okay. I know it's the end of the month, and a lot of the good drugs are not out there like it's supposed to be. All right, but y'all drug dealers, please stop selling people this bunk weed and stop cutting your dope with fentanyl to stretch it out to the first. All right, I done told y'all about that. Do not cut your dope with fentanyl as a way to stretch it out to the first. The first is going to be here in a couple of days. You're going to get your re-up. The plug is going to hit you up on time like he does the first of every month, but you got to wait. I know the last couple of days of the month, it's always like this. We get the people who get that fentanyl, that stepped on ass dope, and it does things to you. But just hold out, drug dealers. You got a couple of more days until the first. You're going to get that new fresh bag. You ain't got to step on the dope and serve these people that bunk, and you end up catching the case when one of these people overdose on all that fentanyl you were giving them in the dope. So let's get Johan in here. Johan. All right, let's get Johan. Miss Johan.
Oh,
Miss
hey,
Johan.
I didn't even realize I was on the stage. Hey, I was just laughing so
Hey,
hard in the background.
hey, how are you, Miss Johan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How do I pronounce your last name, dear?
Johan. Last name is Alcide.
LC. Now, where you from, dear?
Originally from the UK?
Oh, okay, cool. You live in the U.S. now?
Yeah.
Okay, now your parents, are they Nigerian?
No, Caribbean.
Okay, well, like what,
St.
Jamaica,
Lucia.
St. Lucia? Okay. So, how long you been out here in the States?
13 years now.
Now, how do you like it?
Not bad, but the grass, like they say, the grass ain't greener. I didn't leave London because I was
Right.
running from asylum. I left because I got a green card. So I'm here.
Yeah.
It's cool.
hmm So, do you still visit the UK?
I haven't been in a while. COVID and a few things have kind of, but I'm going back this year. It's been a minute.
Yeah, There you go. So what's on your mind tonight, dear?
No, I was just laughing. There's nothing really on my mind. I wanted to say hey because you brought like three trolls up and the way you was kicking them down, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
wow.
Lord, yeah, these trolls be doing the most. But anyway, dear. But thank you so much, beloved. We
I
appreciate you.
appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Let's get Madeline. What's your Madeline?
Hello, Tariq. So glad to be on. I have some questions, and I was wondering how, like, I'm definitely somebody who has been um, uh, who believes in reparations. I live in California.
Okay.
I live in Orange County. I was a big proponent of
Mm-hmm.
Bruce's Beach in Orange County. Of course,
Oh, good.
I'm not about reparations for any Joe anybody that thinks that they are owed something, but I'm certainly in reparations about reparations for people that whose families were who suffered and were directly affected. Of course, we can all argue that everybody was has been affected. I as a white Portuguese person could argue that. Of course everybody can, but I'm just wondering how everybody's feeling in the United States. Like, I think there's like a huge division between blacks and whites and how people are feeling politically, and there's a lot of talk that a lot of the black community is shifting towards Donald Trump, and I wonder if this is true. So I'm here to ask that, and I hope I don't offend
Right.
anybody, but I
No, no,
honestly
no.
would love to hear that.
No, see, the thing is, Donald Trump is not getting a lot of black support. I think black people are shouting him out as basically a lesser of an evil. Um, because the mainstream media, they only talk about racism when they're dumping it on Trump. And the black community is like, all right, Trump, he's not as bad as Joe Biden. We're going to talk about racism. Joe Biden is just as racist, and his policies are more racist than any Trump policies. I don't see, truth be told, and forget about the Fox news propaganda. There are not a lot of black people running around here going to vote MAGA. That's some Fox News propaganda because, see, Trump has not offered foundational black Americans anything tangible. So we're not flocking to him in large numbers. But a lot of people um, are just against Joe Biden at this point. A lot of people are disgusted with Joe Biden. And you have a lot of black people who will kind of shout Trump out, but I don't think he's getting a whole wave of support like that. You see?
Yeah, no, like, thank you. Thanks for letting me talk because I think sometimes people like get like I think we all want to understand each other and want to understand where everyone is, because my thing is, like, I'm European American, right? And when I think of
Mm-hmm.
America, I think of black people and white people and the black community with everything, all the amazing things that they've done and how they represent America. And I like, I don't think anyone wants to offend anybody, but I honestly do understand, I do wonder, like, how black Americans feel about like open borders and just people willy-nilly coming across the border. Like, doesn't it affect every, and not just black people, like, doesn't it affect every community? If new people are coming across the border and taking away from everybody that's hurting and everybody that actually belongs in this country, um isn't that a problem? And I feel like I don't see enough outrage, and I'm an immigrant. Okay, I'm an immigrant myself. I came here when I was 15 years old. Love this
Right.
country, and it may be. I feel like I'm a conservative just because I'm in business, and that is better for me because I think everybody votes for what's good for them. But like the person that made my business successful, he's a black man, and I just adore him to pieces. And we have so many discussions, and we're able to just talk about these things and like what's good for each other. And I think everybody's looking out for their families. But I do wonder, like, why isn't everybody outraged that there's new people coming in when we can't take care of our own people? So that's a
Right.
question that I have.
Right. Thank you. And yeah, a lot of black people are outraged with a lot of this open border stuff. There's black people around the country speaking out against it, especially places like Chicago, New York. We've always been against this open border policy. You just flooding the zone with a whole bunch of people. Um, that only got popular in the 1960s, really with Dr. King. Dr. King was really stomping hard for a lot of these immigrant groups. And we started saying, hey, we wanted more black people to come over here from the diaspora. And then that helped open the door for blacks, Asians, and all of these other people to come over. But we thought we were going to get some kind of reinforcement. People would come over here and join with the white supremacists against us. So it was a very interesting dynamic. Black woman, hop in, ma'am. Hello? Black woman, somebody. Black woman X. Black woman X, are you ready to speak? I hear you clicking and stuff in the background. Want to turn your microphone on, ma'am? Okay. So Black woman X did not want to say anything. Let's get okay. This guy right here looks okay. This guy looks real trollish, but I'm gonna let him up. Hanjab.
Try to get rid of me.
Okay, Lord. Okay, boy, that wit is dry. I knew that was just by the looks of that person's page. It looked real trollish, but it's all right. You can kind of tell. I knew that was going to be. I just wanted to confirm it, and that was a confirmation. But it is all what it is. All right. Let's get how many people? We got a lot of people in here tonight. All right, we're in here heavy. And don't forget to get Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. Let's get Quasi 101. Quasi
Yo, what's
101.
going on, Tariq?
What's up, Mr. Quasi? How are you,
I'm
sir?
good, brother. I just wanted to ask if you'd go on Paul Allen's show tomorrow. No holds barred.
Who is Paul Allen?
He's a Twitter space host. You've probably talked to him before. He says he's talked to you.
Okay, probably have it. So many of these white supremacists, I kind of, they're all a blur to me.
Yeah, he's doing a big show tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You should definitely tune in.
Okay, then why should I tune in?
Well, Rootwork sponsors it, actually.
So what's in it for me to be a part of that?
I just figured because Rootwork sponsored it that you'd be interested in, kind of seeing what the product you endorse is also endorsing.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. I don't see nothing in it for me for being on a white
Well, you like to
supremacist
talk,
platform.
right? I mean, it could be a good conversation. We're respectful most of the time.
I don't. I just don't see any benefit for me. Just I know the white supremacists try to come up off of our black
I
energy.
mean, what's the benefit of
They're
any of
trying to.
it, though? I mean, what's the benefit of this?
I mean, you guys benefit off of our energy all the time. You guys try to build platforms off of our energy. Anti-blackness. That's where the Ben Shapiro's. I mean, you guys have whole
Whoa, whoa,
networks
whoa!
built
Ben
off.
Shapiro's not white. All right, let's get that.
He's
No,
white enough. He's white enough. See, these white supremacists, they have no God connections. They don't. These people are the pure embodiment of evil, and they understand that people, even in their own communities, generally avoid evil entities and evil energy. So these people have to latch on to us somehow. Everything is about us. They stay in our spaces, they stay in our mix. Everything we do, it's monitored by these people. These white supremacists who want me to go on their platforms all the time, they want that Mojara energy. They try to artificially latch onto it. They need our energy, man. Y'all, this is what the whole Dracula, the vampire thing was. These folks are vampires, family. They're like vampires. They're like lifeless. They have to prey on the living, the people who have a living godlike spirit. You understand? in order to feel anything. It's a real interesting dynamic with these people, man. Michael Lionheart. Oh, speaking of white supremacists. All right, Michael Lionheart, what's going on? All right, he got the burning cross in his page and the whole 9 yards. Hey, what's up, Michael Lionheart? How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm phenomenal. So, what's going on over there in alt-right land?
Everything's all good over here, buddy. Everything's all white. You get it? All whites,
Yes,
all right?
yes, yes, indeed.
Hell
So that means
yeah.
it's all light.
Hell
Everything is
yeah,
all
brother.
light.
Hell Hitler, baby.
Yes, indeed. So, what's on your mind? So what's on your mind besides mayonnaise and meth? What's on your mind?
I bought the root work. It's shit. I was wondering if I can have a refund.
Well, I told y'all you have to wash the wet dog smell off first. You can't put it on over the wet dog smell. It's not going to work. There has to be a washcloth involved, sir. So wash your ass and then try it again. And make sure you try the right one. You have to try the vanilla. That works for your white supremacist pH balance, sir. All right. Oh, he bounced. Okay. I didn't get him out of here. Yeah, you got to bathe. Y'all have to use a washcloth. You know, a lot of these white supremacists don't like using washcloths. Whose husband was that? Was that Serena Williams' husband who said that she taught him how to use a washcloth? Remember that? Was it her husband? Give me a thumbs up if that's the truth. One of these female celebrities that's married to a zaddy. I want to say it was Serena's husband, if I'm not mistaken, who said that she taught him how to use a washcloth. Right? These folks are something else. So you got to wash your ass before you use root work, brother.
From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Root Work, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of root work today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.